So thanks again for coming. My name is Liz. I'm the customer engagement coordinator here at Wodify. Very excited to have two very special Wodify team members, Carla and Becca, with me here today to help teach you all about their best practices for utilizing our powerful client-centric features to keep your clients motivated and coming back to your business for more. So just a few things before we dive in, just a few Zoom things to note. If you look on the bottom of your screen, you'll see a chat, Q&A, and reactions tab. For chat, I just had you guys experiment with it. I'm going to be throwing some things in there throughout this. Feel free to use that as a space to interact with both us and the other owners on the webinar today. For Q&A, please submit questions in that Q&A tab throughout the webinar for our team to answer. During Q&A, we'd love for you to use the raise hand feature as you see here. So in reactions, navigate to the reactions tab, click raise hand. That'll let us know when you have a question or comment, and we can unmute you and you can actually talk to us live. So if you've been to a webinar before, you know we love unmuting people and hearing your voices. So please feel free to chime in if you have any questions. But with that, I will pass it to Carla and Becca to take the stage, introduce themselves, and get started.
All right. Hey guys, I am Carla Mercurio. I'm on the account management team here at Wodify. I have been here coming up on 7 years. So I'm sure I've spoken to many of you over Zoom or support tickets at some point during that time. I'm going to pass it on to Becca, who's also on my team, so she can introduce herself as well.
Yep. Hey, everyone. I am Becca Gibbs. I'm on the account management team. I've been with Wodify for about 2.5 years, and I am based in Denver, Colorado. Back to you, Carla.
All right, cool. So me and Becca are here. We're going to give you some ideas on how to create some more engagement with the existing customers at your gym. So the first thing that I think we want to focus on is Committed Club. The reason why this came up is I've recently spoken with Tom from CrossFit Surmount in North Carolina about how they execute a Committed Club, which is just an attendance challenge that recognizes members for consistently showing up to class each month. In order to achieve a Committed Club status, your members have to show up at a predetermined number of classes during the calendar month. So I've seen that anywhere from like 15, 16, 17 classes. And Tom's gym does a great job of executing their Committed Club because they're hyper focused on retention at their gym. If you can get your existing customers to show up consistently and get results, which is what'll happen if they show up consistently, chances are they'll keep coming and they'll tell their friends about you. So at the end of each month, gyms will recognize the individuals that attended that number of classes. So Tom's here today, and he's going to do a much better job of explaining what they do. So I'm just going to ask Tom to unmute and tell us a little bit more about the program that you guys do at CrossFit Surmount. So Tom, if you don't mind, give us a little bit of background. Tell us why you started doing it, how you keep members motivated through the month, and how you reward them at the end of each month.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Carla. Hi, everybody. Again, I'm Tom with CrossFit Surmount down here in Apex, North Carolina. And just chat a little bit about Committed Club. Basically, in short, I think we first learned about it from Best Hour of Their Day, one of their pieces of content somewhere. And to learn, exactly what you said made sense, where if the best leading indicator of retention of people staying at the gym is if they get results. Right? If people are happier and healthier and a part of a community, they're more likely to stay. And the best indicator of them staying and getting results is them coming, right? And so to be exposed to what Committed Club was is simply that. And so we set the threshold at 16, which is in a month, so roughly about 4 a week. And we started doing it last year. And it's been awesome. It's so just to, I guess, peel the layers back. 16 in a month gets you into Committed Club. At our gym, we have a sort of social media plan where it's mentioned a couple of times a month, like, on the 8th or 9th, hey, how you doing? Are you on track to make 16 this month? Another one at like the 20th of the month, reminding people, hey, it's not too late. There's 9, 10 more days to get in. And we talk about it in our weekly email update that goes out to members. Something that's important in our world is to try and engage with people individually, because ultimately I think that matters, right? None of us have a gym with 1,000 people in it, so it's not too much for coaches to recognize people who, hey, I saw you were in Committed Club again. That's like 3 months in a row, or that kind of thing individually really matters. So what we do is, again, we try and hype it up in all the different ways that we touch members, and then at the end of the month, everybody who's in Committed Club, everybody who's made that 16, attendance threshold, what we do is we simply print out, we have a template, we just sort of print it out, and I put it in an 8x11 frame right by the front door so that people see, who was in that month. And then we raffle something off every month. Again, what you raffle off or what you do to the winner of that month is up to you and your budget, I guess, right? But we don't find any real problem with that part of it. We get enough swag sent to us, or there's enough sales at Noble or whoever, you know what I mean? Or if I'm buying grips for myself, I might get 2 extra pair, or if I'm going to get jump ropes, get a couple extra pair, that kind of thing. And then we raffle something off and take a picture with the person who won and put that right under the Committed Club frame where people first walk in. So those are all the different ways we try and touch on it and talk it up. And so that's what we do in the individual month. But we also have talked about in that weekly update, et cetera, that we plan on giving something away at the end of the year. So if you've made Committed Club 10 months or more in the year, you're going to get a free barbell or something like that, where I don't mind spending $200 on somebody who's just, come to my gym 25 times a month for 10 months. You know what I mean? So that's sort of, all the details that I can think of off the top of my head related to Committed Club is to talk about it individually as people make it, you know what I mean, during whiteboard briefs or, stretching and warm up, talk about it on social media, talk about it, on the weekly updates, and to physically see it, and then congratulate and make it a big deal for people. And like I said, the result has been really kind of cool. I've had way more people when they didn't make it email me and go, hey, I thought I was at 16. What happened? Or, somebody who's I consider a friend started, coming to make Committed Club, and he's like, Tom, it made sense. You're giving me a free shirt. It's getting, I'm planning vacations around it. You know what I mean? So it's been pretty cool in terms of the response. And it's just very easy to sort of see the benefit and keep it going.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, awesome. So a couple of things that I'm just curious about. So do the athletes, let's say they forgot to sign in for Tuesday, are you going to go back and let the coach retroactively sign them in, or is it kind of their responsibility to make sure that they're checked into classes?
It would sort of be their responsibility. Hopefully they're entering their results in Wodify anyway, right? So you would know right then if you weren't entered in. But part of our process internally with coaches is that the coaches have to make sure people are logged in for their class, right? So they reserve it, but it's the coach's job as people are walking in to sign them in. Or if somebody came in last minute when you started during a run or during something, make sure that your class is represented.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So it hasn't really been an issue, that sort of retroactive thing that oh, hey, I was there. If you tell me instantly, I can help, but it hasn't really been a big problem.
Okay, got it. Cool. Do you, Tom, do you mind if I share my screen, show the report that we created together?
Of course not. Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you've been with us for a while and wanted to do a Committed Club several years ago, you guys probably remember how you had to track attendances. You'd have to export our total attendance history report, put it in Excel, you'd have to count them up, and there was a process. So in our custom reporting feature under analytics reports, if I open up custom reporting, we've already done a custom report with Tom at the end of last year. So I'm just going to show you guys what that looks like. It lives in his personal collection here. So if we click into Committed Club, what we have here for Tom is a list of all the athletes. Oh, look, here's Tom. He had 23 last month. So a list of all the athletes with the number of attendances they had in the previous month. And if you wanted to drill this down even more, if we go to the filters here, you can see we're looking at the previous month, people who have attended. We want to make sure they're clients. We're not really concerned if they're a drop-in or a lead. But in Tom's case, we were only looking for people that were attending specific programs. So we're only counting CrossFit classes and open gym classes. They offer yoga. That's not a part of this. So you're able to exclude or only include specific programs when you use the filters. There's other filters here that you guys would be able to take a look at as well. But in this case, Tom, I think you're able to see like who was just there. So do you do anything with these guys who were just like, they were just like one away? How are you going to motivate these guys for the following month?
Yeah, I actually I use that, like I said, as an opportunity for sort of that individual engagement, right? Like that list, if you go down there, what was it, 5, 7 people that were at like 15 and 14, like to reach out to them individually, to send a text to Sweeney and Angela and Darren and go, oh, dude, you were right there. Like, what happened? Is this something you even care about? Like, are you trying to get into Committed Club? Like to bring it up individually, because, one of the sort of tenants or the sort of core pillars that I'm trying to operate under is that people want that sort of like local fame, right? Another sort of nugget I took from Best Hour of Their Day is if you can recognize people with things like Committed Club, et cetera, and that goes a long way in this little local community. And so similarly, if I reach out individually to somebody with a text and go, oh, Adam, you were right there, dude. Like you made it last month. What happened? Just that engagement, whatever happens next is fine. You know what I mean? But for me, it's an opportunity to sort of reach out to people individually and make them feel special, which ultimately I think, like I said, goes a long way.
Awesome. Yes, thank you. But while I have you here, Tom, can we do one more thing in your reports here? So I wanted to share a little bit more about how you guys focus on retention. What else you guys do to engage your existing members. So I wanted to pull up the Best Hour dashboard here. So for you guys that are listening that have access to custom reporting because you're on the Grow or Promote package, the Best Hour dashboard might not be visible in your system because you just need to shoot our support team and let them know that you want access to it. It's a part of your custom reporting package. When you're on Grow or Promote, you just have to write in and then we'll give you access. So what this is, it is a dashboard that we created with the Best Hour team. They identified key metrics focused on standards that they've been tracking over the past like 3 years. They've worked with over 500 affiliates and they're sharing those metrics with us. So when this became available, Tom sent us an email and he wanted it. And I know that Tom visits this weekly. One of the things that you take a look at is this no attendances in the last 7 days report, which will tell you somebody who hasn't had a sign in Wodify in the past 7 days. And if you take a look up at the top, you can always make adjustments to what that time frame is. But again, Tom, if you don't mind, what are things that you do to reach out to these folks to make sure we get them back?
Yeah. Yeah, in the spirit of Best Hour and what they preach, that little dial on the right is always a number I pay attention to. Also, right, how many people are coming? And as long as I stay in the green, I feel good there. But in terms of the no classes attended in the last 7 days, again, it's an opportunity to reach out individually. You can see there's not a lot of people on this list. We just had spring break, last week and this week with the school districts near me. So this list is going to be a little longer than it normally would. And I assume that's the response I'm going to get when I reach out. But again, it's an opportunity for people to feel special. Like Daniel Glucken at the top of the list, I saw him in today. You know what I mean? But what I would do is I would literally just text Carrie, text Megan, Grayson, like, hey, man, I haven't seen you in a while. Everything okay? Injuries? Everything good at home? What's going on? And just that little interaction, if it takes me a minute per text, if I have to send 10 of them, it's worth that time for people to feel special and that they were missed. And for me, I really think it contributes to the sort of the community aspect of it, and the people, feeling like our place is special and not like it's a regular Globo gym.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. Thank you, Tom. The only other thing that I really liked in here, and I'm curious if you use this, is the attendance milestones. I think you did tell me you guys create patches for different milestones. So this will show you 200 classes, 500.
Yeah, I think 100, it goes down to 100, 250,
Does it?
500.
Okay.
Yeah, if you scroll up a little bit, there was another one right above that. I think if you go, what is it, not recent PRs is something you could celebrate. But we have a weekly email that we send to all of our members on Sunday nights, right? And it covers a number of things, including what our programming is for the coming week and other things like that. One component of that is this sort of milestone thing where we could reach out to, or recognize, Lynn and Dave for 750 and Tuche and Ashlyn for 500. So we recognize it there on that weekly email. But also, yeah, we had patches made. I had patches made for 100 classes, 250 classes, 500, 750, 1,000, 1,500, and 2,000 classes. Obviously, you need a lot fewer of the 2,000 class patches, but those patches that go on, so many people have rucks or people have vests, you know what I mean, or what have you, or even just gym bags. And beyond having them made, you're going to hear the same thing from me. Is I have coaches present those to those members. Like when I'm doing this on Sunday and I see who's now on the list, I take those patches out, right? I put a little index card with who gets it. And I take a little picture of it. I send it in my coach text thread and say, hey, give this to Lynn, give this to Dave, give this to Tuche, Ashlyn, etc. But what the coaches are sort of instructed to do is to make a big deal about it, present it in class. Don't wait, don't do it before or after when nobody's there. Do it during 60 seconds of pigeon on each side, or you know what I mean? Like to do something like that where people are have their 10 seconds of fame in class where they were presented with a patch. Because what I see that it's done, all of these things together, whether it's Committed Club or the 700 classes or the 5 years that they've been with us, when they get that 10 seconds of fame, the other people nearby, I think like, oh man, I want that. I want to get to 200 classes, or, if they've only been here 4 months, like I want the 1 year thing. You know what I mean? And I just think, all of these things together, you don't know what's going to speak to different individuals. So if we do them all, right, we're going to hopefully capture everybody, that we want to stay.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. So thank you for letting us share that, all that information. Like I said, if anybody else needs access to the best hour of their day dashboard, just shoot an email to support, and they will get you access within a day or so. And then you guys will be able to see those preset dashboards. You'll be able to update the filters up at the top to look at specific dates. If you need help with your Committed Club, you can also let our support team know, and they can kind of walk you through those steps as well. Tom, anything else before I let you kind of?
No, I think it may sound like a little bit of a broken record because so much of it is, trying to be consistent, but, making people feel special is a big part of what I think, leads to that engagement, right? Like people want to feel heard and feel seen. And, we can't talk all the time about CrossFit being this family and this community and then not do things like a family, right? Like, so if, I'm thinking family, like Sunday dinner, right? If somebody graduated, you'd make a big deal about it. You'd sing happy birthday or whatever, right? Like, so in the same, respect, when we do that at our gym, we try and like, oh my God, you've come 20 times this month, or you've been here for 3 years, or you've hit 700 classes or whatever it is. It's an opportunity for people to feel special. And so whatever way you can find to do that in your community, you know what I mean, just makes sense, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Tom. I'm gonna move this over to Becca. She has a couple more things to talk about. So Becca, you're up.
Awesome. Thank you. And thank you, Tom, for taking the time. I am going to discuss A couple of other ways just to kind of fuel that social flame. We know that the committed club really works. Tom's gym is a great testament to that. Before I get into those other ideas, can we start with a poll? Liz, if you don't mind, I would love to see how many of your members actually share their fitness achievements, whether that's results, PRs, actually on social media. Looks like we've got some results coming in. Awesome. It looks like it's quite a few, which I'm impressed with. We'll give it a couple more seconds for those to get their last answers in there, their polls in there. So it looks like most gyms are at like 1 to 10 of their members actually share results. And that's great. But I hope to create some other ideas or give you all some other ideas on, how to increase that number. So before we actually delve into those strategies, I just want to touch on the why. Why is social sharing such an important part of a gym's marketing plan? Most of your potential members are already spending a lot of time on social media. In a 2023 report on social media usage, the data shows that a typical social media user spends about 2 hours and 23 minutes per day on those platforms. So that's a really big number. That makes these social apps really just a gold mine for promoting your gyms. So how can Wodify help with this kind of outreach? I am going to share my screen here. Go into slideshow mode. Can I get a thumbs up from my team that you can see it? Okay, awesome. So this right here is showing how somebody's actually going to log results. So we know that people in the fitness industry are passionate about their fitness journey and really proud of their achievements. So we need to make sure that we are tracking their journey as well as their progress. Like I said, the GIF on your screen is showing how actual coaches or employees can add performance results for their clients on the employee view, used to be called the coach view, through the Wodify app. Of course, your clients and your members will still be able to add their own results if they want to. Employees can also attach some images or a video to any result along with some personalized notes that can be referred back to at a later date. Once those results are documented, coaches really should encourage members to share those results or those PRs on their social media accounts. In turn, your gym's social media account can go ahead and repost to celebrate that athlete. Tom just mentioned how important it is for athletes to feel special or have their spotlight moment within the community. This is a great way to highlight somebody's successes. So what else can Wodify do to kind of help gym owners leverage social sharing within their existing members? Next slide. This is going to show you how to actually add a hashtag that will automatically be included when a client or a member shares their results online. By creating branded hashtags that members can use when posting about their gym experiences, you'll be able to track user-generated content in whatever kind of social media app that you're using, while also promoting your gym's identity. Really just a win-win. So here's just 2 ideas of how you can kind of harness that enthusiasm of your current member base and really inspire them to share on social media platforms. First is to host a simple challenge, a social media challenge, where members can just win prizes for sharing their gym related content. Tom mentioned his gym purchases some small prizes. In the grand scheme of things, it can really pay off. You can also offer some other incentives like discounts on memberships or merchandise for those who actively engage with your gym social media account. We've got one more gift that I want to show. And this is the final step. So actually sharing your results online, or your client sharing results online. This is going to show the step-by-step on how your members would go about making those steps to get it up on their accounts. You can see the hashtag that was set by the gym within Wodify, and it's automatically included in that post. So how do these strategies even benefit you all? I'd like to talk about 3 different things here. First, we're going to have increased member retention. When members share their positive experiences on social media, it really does foster a sense of community and belonging within your gym. This in turn enhances your member retention rates because they feel more connected with your brand and really motivated to continue their fitness journey. Again, this is kind of echoing exactly what Tom has said previously. Second thing is enhanced brand visibility. So your member generated content really does act as free advertising for your gym, and everybody loves free. When members post about their workouts or their achievements, they're essentially endorsing your business to their social circles, really expanding your reach and attracting more potential new members. And then the last one, which is my favorite, arguably the most important, is authentic marketing. Social media posts from real members carry way more weight than traditional marketing messages. Things like sponsored or promotional ad, people usually just scroll past. They provide authentic testimonials that can really resonate with your target audience. This leads to higher conversion rates and, of course, improved brand credibility or gym credibility. We know that word of mouth referrals are some of the most powerful tools that a gym can have when growing their membership base. Social sharing can really act as a word of mouth referral to hundreds or even thousands of people, of course, depending on the followers. Using hashtags as well as nearby locations shares the post with even more potential leads. So by recruiting your members to post or repost their results, PRs, even the milestones that we saw in that custom dashboard, the best hour of their day custom dashboard, your brand is really going to be able to reach more phone screens. We know that harnessing the power of social media really can be a game changer for you all. And by encouraging your members to really engage and leverage the content, you can go ahead and increase your member retention. You can boost your marketing efforts, and then, of course, ultimately grow your business. Now that's all I've got for you all. So I am going to pass it back to Liz.
All right, I have to make sure to spotlight my video. Okay. Hi, everybody. So we're gonna go over some of the Q&A that you've sent in the Q&A tab. If you don't mind sending some more in there, if you have any other questions. Some of these have already sort of been addressed, but we'll go over them again. So first question we've been getting a lot is how to actually make that committed club report. So like Carla mentioned, you can reach out to our support team and they'll send you the steps, get you set up so you can implement that ASAP. Carla, do you want to talk a little bit about how custom reports can be sent to admins and coaches?
Yeah, so once you guys create your custom reports in our custom reporting feature, you do have the ability to email the reports to you on whatever cadence you want. So that is something that when you reach out to us and we create the report for you, we'll show you how to set that up so that you don't need to log in to the dashboard weekly. You can have the email sent to you directly to make it a little bit easier for you and make it a part of your process.
Going off of that, can you schedule the best hour of their day dashboard to be sent?
Okay, I think you can.
Check.
Maybe
We'll
I'm
check
not.
for you,
Let's
Phil.
just take a look right now. Yes, you can. They're
Perfect.
called subscriptions. So in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see like a little envelope with a plus sign. When you click on that, it's going to give you the option to choose the email address and the cadence. So long as you see that little subscription button, then yes, you can have those emailed directly to you. So if you guys shoot an email to support because you're interested in the Committed Club, I outlined the steps that they'll send back to you. I also created a little video, and you'll be able to see how to do it. If you work better watching a video, it'll walk you through those steps, because I see Jonathan has a question about how to look at specific classes. So I'll cover that in the video as well. It'll show you how to include specific programs, and you can get down to the specific class level if you wanted to do that as well. So that'll be in there for you guys.
Yeah, and like John mentioned in the chat from our support team, you can actually choose which emails those subscriptions go to as well. So that's a really cool feature. And in general, custom reporting, I see a few questions about maybe not having access to it. So this is accessible to everyone on our grow and promote tier. Carla, what should they do if they don't have access?
Yeah, if you don't, so if you're not on our grow or promote tier, what I would say is go ahead and still send the message to support. They'll make sure it gets to my team. It'll be me or Becca or Tori or Alana who will be able to help you guys switch over to one of the other tiers. It's also available on free unlimited, like John said in the chat. So we'll help you guys get switched over if this is a feature that you want to be able to start using. Like I showed you like the very, very small piece of what is possible in custom reporting. There are a bunch of sample questions that are already created for you guys that you can go in and manipulate and create your own report. So anytime you've had to export a report from Wodify and kind of manipulate it outside in Excel, that's all stuff you'll be able to do in custom reporting, and then go ahead and get them emailed to you weekly, or create a dashboard that gets reviewed weekly or monthly with your coaches as well.
Yeah, lots of great questions so far. Keep sending those in if you have any. I see another one here. My social sharing didn't look like the one Becca showed. I only have a purple screen. I think that's referring to our custom branding feature. Becca, do you want to speak a little bit about that?
Yep, exactly. Custom branding allows you to change the Wodify app that your clients and probably your coaches use. You can add your logo as well as your color scheme. That really helps when they're actually sharing their results on their social accounts, because it will already be pre-branded for you. It'll have your logo on there as well as your colors.
Yes, and Promote has that accessible, and then it's an add-on for other tiers, correct?
Yep, that's exactly right.
That's cool. Okay, and then I see this question from Vincent. Can you speak to sending automated emails with their attendance count? Hey, you're only 3 classes from making Committed Club. So with custom reporting specifically, those subscription type emails will only send to admins. In terms of automated emails being sent to clients, this sounds like something that could potentially be possible through our new Wodify workflows feature, which automates SMS, in-app chat, emails. So I'm not sure if this exact use case is a pre-built recipe that we've already built out, but I feel like that's a very interesting use case that our team would want to look into. So Vincent or anyone else on the call, if you aren't already in the workflows beta where you're testing out that feature, that's a really hands-on process that our team is working on right now, where we have one-on-one calls to make sure you're set up with it and everything. So if you're interested in workflows at all, just reach out to support and they'll get you set up with a setup call so that we could get you started with that. So I think that will be something you could do through workflows. Oh, yep, Phil, yes, how do we get on the workflow list? So yeah, exactly, email support, they'll send you that setup call like I mentioned. Okay, I think, oh, will you send a link to this webinar so we can review it later? I know Carla just answered this, but you will be automatically sent a recording from Zoom. They lag a little bit, so it probably won't send to you until sometime tomorrow, but you will be sent a recording along with some links that we've mentioned that are relevant to the topics today. Let me see if there's anything else in here.
Let me just say one thing, because I know a couple people might be having trouble opening custom reporting. So when you click the open custom reporting and it asks you to sign in, there's two options. One is sign in with your email and password. Don't choose that one. Choose the other option, which is to sign on with SSO. So just choose that option. You won't be required to put in a password, and you should be able to open it right up.
Perfect. Okay, I'm not seeing any other questions or anybody raising their hand want to speak to us live. That's totally fine. Oh, okay, yes, I was hoping someone would raise their hand. Thank you, Phil. Let me unmute you right now. You should be able to unmute and talk to us.
Can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Hello, thank you. So you answered all my questions, but because you wanted someone to speak, I feel obligated. I am part of the best hour of the day, and I do agree with what everything was said all up to this point. I also would like to know when can we get these, if it's possible, get these scheduled reports. You know, like it's the third week of the month, and someone's really close. You know, and maybe we could put in, you know, when someone's 2 or 3 days away and there's more than 5 days left in the month or something like that, send out the report. Maybe we could push that member over the line there to make it to committed club or whatever have you. So to get those reports published for us, you know what I mean?
So Phil, can you see my screen? Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just use the best hour dashboard as an example. So on the right-hand side, you have this subscription button where when you choose that, you have the option here to add multiple email addresses of anyone that you want to get that. And then you can decide when it gets sent. So I think maybe sending it weekly makes sense, Phil, so that you can like keep track of how people are tracking throughout the month. So you guys will be able to determine when that comes to you. You can even set a time, which is nice. You could set the filters for the values for when it gets sent to you.
I could only pick my admin account. I didn't have.
You don't have options. So, I mean, if you just start typing in an email address,
It will accept it?
It should accept it, yes.
Oh, okay. Because I know sometimes you can't do that in other parts of Wodify, so I just assumed it was that same mechanism. So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Phil, do you use custom reports now? Just out of curiosity, or is this something?
Well, when I signed up for Best Hour of the Day, they told me to contact you guys, and you guys gave me that, and I had a session with somebody, I forget who, but
Okay.
I've been drinking from the fire hydrant a lot lately, so I apologize if I've already asked the question. So
No, that's great. Thank you. Thanks for raising your hand.
Yeah, I think you inspired some others to feel brave and unmute. So thanks, Phil. Lynette, I'm gonna allow you to unmute right now.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for unmuting me. Yeah, I'm Lynette at Progressive Athletics here in Columbia, Maryland. My question has to do with how to navigate between people who have memberships that don't allow for as many workouts as the threshold that I would put up. So if I choose a threshold of, say, 12 workouts a month for a committed club, but I do have some memberships that have less workouts than that. Like, has that been a problem for anybody? Like, is there jealousy or something going on, or
That's a
what
good
makes your-
question. Tom, can you unmute? You guys have limited
Yeah.
memberships there or no?
Yeah, Lynette, like when I've been a member at my gym for 8 or 9 years, but I've only owned it for about 4. And when I purchased the gym, the previous owners had a 3 times a week membership, right? And I have done away with that and only offer unlimited. And the rationale behind that was similar to what we're talking about with Committed Club, is that like if somebody has a 3 times a week membership, they're really coming twice, maybe a third time, and they're not getting results. They're not a part of the community, right? They're taking the spot of somebody who might be, more engaged. And the truth is, if they didn't have the option, they might be the unlimited membership anyway. And so I guess, if you're in a position where you obviously want to continue offering those, then sorry, you can't be in Committed Club unless you upgrade to the membership that, you know what I mean, that gets you here often enough. I wish I had an easier answer, but that's how I would view it is, it's an opportunity to upgrade. If that's important to you, then why don't we try for a month of an unlimited membership and see how often you come?
Yeah, I think I could do that because I've been trying to get people to upgrade because my unlimited membership is amazing. I don't know why they're not doing it.
Yeah, it was a little bit of fear on my part because especially as a new owner, you're afraid to lose anybody, right? I need everybody. I don't want to lose anyone. But the reality was that every time I've had that sort of fearful decision about raising rates or not offering that membership anymore, every time I've done it, my fears were way worse than whatever happened in reality. You know what I mean? Maybe
you
it
have
is
one membership. You have one membership. You have one membership.
One membership. I do offer a punch card, but even that, I made sure it expired early. Right? You can't buy a 12-class punch card and use it for the year. It expires in 2 months or something like that. But that being said, every gym is different, right? It's hard. It's not. I don't think any of these are one size fits all, right? And I'm in a position. Luckily, it's sort of like an embarrassment of riches that I have that 150 member threshold, right? And so I think I can be a little selective with these kinds of decisions, where every gym isn't necessarily in that position,
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynette. Also, yeah, lots of people were sending in the chat some inspo for you as well. So thanks for sending that, guys. All right, cool. I think we have a few other raised hands, so I love to see this. Vincent, I'm gonna allow you to unmute right now.
Hey, thanks. Can you hear me?
Yes, hi.
Yeah, I just wanted to, I know you guys just went over this, but getting those reports emailed to you, I wasn't able to find that same screen that you got to. So would you mind walking through that again? Sorry.
No problem. Hold on one sec. Let me just open it back up. So let me share. Okay. You guys can see my screen. So Vincent, do you have a specific, are you looking at best hour or?
I can. I've got, yeah,
Okay,
so I've got that exact one open now.
perfect. In the upper right-hand corner, do you have the little subscription button? It looks like an envelope.
I do not.
Really? You do not. Why would that be?
I'm thinking
Oh,
it could
maybe I
be a
do.
report.
Okay, no, I do. I just wasn't clicked in the right thing.
Oh, okay.
You were one screen ahead of me. Okay, so yeah, I got
Perfect.
subscriptions.
Yep, so click on that and then click on email. And then you can go ahead and choose the email
Awesome.
addresses. Yep.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
And again, Carla, that's just which members of your staff or whoever would get that report
Yeah,
and
exactly.
and at what interval.
Yep. And you can put multiple people in there. Yeah, so I do have like a gym that's, asked to do this monthly. They put all their managers on it and admins, and then they review them together.
One thing that's worth mentioning though is the timing of running that report, right? That you need that day. So do you want to speak to that?
Good call. Tom knows the software better than us, I think sometimes, but so just something to keep in mind with our custom reporting is it is 24 hours behind. So when you're looking at the report, Tom will run his committed club report on the 2nd of the month for the previous month. It gives it 24 hours, the 24 hours lag to catch up and make sure that he's accounted for everyone who's attended class on the last day of the month. Thanks for that reminder, Tom. Cool. Did we have any other raised hands?
Yes, we have one more from Justin. Also, Vincent, John is going to be sending you an email about the workflows beta. So thank you for unmuting. Okay, perfect. Justin, you should be able to unmute now.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes, hi.
Okay, yeah, how you guys doing? So, in the past, this is kind of off topic of what we're talking today, but it ties back into something Tom mentioned earlier, and people were saying like, you know, do you allow people to go back in and sign themselves in? And he mentioned, well, hopefully they posted their scores, you know, they're logging things into. We have a lot of clients. Some of them are our elite clients, and some of them are our, you know, entry-level clients that want to put their scores in, but they don't want the scores shared. And I feel like is there a way for them to enter their scores and for that information to be held in the database for them to use so that they remember what their PR was and they can revisit their PRs. But to still keep it private for, you know, whatever reason. I mean, we had a games athlete who just didn't want to put her scores in anymore because it was kind of like every time she came into the gym, everybody was like, oh my God. And it was just like, she just didn't want it anymore, but she still wanted to have a record of it. And then we've got people that are coming in, they're like, look, I'm just starting out. I really don't want to be at the bottom of the leaderboard every day. But when I come in and we do a certain workout, I kind of want to know what I did last time. I don't want to have to write it in a book. Is there a way for me to put my information in so I can have it, but not display it to the community?
Yes, absolutely. You can do that now, Justin. So if you were to open up the client app, in the lower right-hand corner, there's a profile button. If they go to the profile button and then go to the gear in the upper right-hand corner, that brings them to their settings. There's a privacy setting. And in that privacy setting, there's a few different things that they can update. They can take their name off the attendance list if they don't want their name to appear on the attendance list as being reserved or signed into class. They can keep their performance results off the leaderboard as well, like you're saying, and they can also hide their birthday if they didn't want their birthday to show up. Yeah, so that's all under privacy.
Cool. See, Tom probably knew that answer.
He probably did. Oh, he didn't.
I was always one.
I knew there was a thing about like allowing people to comment or not, because I did away with that. I stopped allowing people to comment on each other's stuff.
Well, you can do that. That's great.
It was.
I mean, I like the interaction, but sometimes it can get.
Just one bad experience isn't worth it in my view. But now, yeah, you just showed it, so I got on and did it while you.
Sure. So they can they'll still have access to their PRs and all their performance. It's not going to be visible to anybody else. So I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Cool. Thanks,
Yeah.
Justin.
And then to add to, if I'm still on there, add to the woman who spoke earlier about trying to get people to upgrade. We have an 8 time a month. We call it the supplement workout, because it's for people who are like, well, I do triathlons and I do this and that, but I want to throw some CrossFit into it. So we have that lower level entry price so that they can come in and supplement their other training. So it makes sense for us there. And then we have a 12 time for those people, 12 times a month, because there are some people who are like, well, I travel, you know, a lot of times, and so I really can't call unlimited. And so it's like, oh yeah, we'll click it 12 times a month. That makes sense for you. That works. And then of course we have the unlimited. And I think that it's good to have all those different options and to have the class packs and things like that, because there are different scenarios for all kinds of people. And you don't want to not be able to sell a membership to somebody because you don't have something that matches their needs. I mean, Orange Theory, I think, has like a 4 times a month, which was crazy, but that's where we got the idea of giving these lower class, those memberships with limited attendance. But the best thing about it is what Tom spoke to earlier was that having these things, these clubs, I love that patch idea. That was a great idea as well. It can help promote those people who are not, they're 8 times a month because that's what they want to do, but then they can get inspired and maybe move up. And that's what we look for. So that was awesome.
Yeah, right.
Tom.
Is it just because, like you said, those seem like great packages for you, but equal doesn't mean the same, right? So those folks who have your 4 times a month or 8 times a month or 12 times a month packages, great, that's for you, but you can't also have Committed Club. Like you're not going to win Committed Club. And if you really, that's
the other thing is just, those people who are like, well, I want to be in the Committed Club, and it's like, well, then be committed. Like you signed up for 8, or I'm not getting the results. Well, you signed up for 8 times a month, or what are you doing on the side? That's the supplement. It's literally called the supplement one because it's to supplement your other training. So if you're not getting results, either drop your other training and come here more, or go to do the other training more, but you're not getting the results. So yeah, there's a lot of ways that you can spin it. And the words are powerful and how we use them and how we can encourage people. And if they say certain things, your response can either lift them up or push them away. So we always want to keep it encouraging. And this is a good way to get people to understand that, hey, if you're not getting the results, maybe it's just because you're not coming in enough.
I like that you call it the supplemental plan and kind of like position it that way. Also, you guys can keep in mind that if you offer punch cards or limited memberships, that you don't have to make them visible on your online sales portal. They can be kind of like things that you at your discretion hand out to people. If there's like, you need to make an accommodation because somebody travels a lot. So your unlimited could be on the online sales portal. The other ones can still be templates that you have, and you can assign them on the one-off on your own. Tom, everyone's interested. Oh, you're giving out your email. All right, nice. Everyone's interested in knowing where Tom got his patches, but looks like you guys can just talk to him directly now.
Yeah, at the same time, I'm looking at where I got it.
Nice.
Here, not that they did anything spectacular, but I just literally sent them my logo, and they worked up a patch and just put a number 750, 1,000, whatever on top of it. But yeah, pretty affordable. I remember them being like $2 or something like that. It's not a lot.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, Justin. Jamie, all chats included in the video recording. Yeah, they should be. There's a recorded version that Zoom will send out that has a password that you have to view, and that passworded recording will show the chats. When we upload it to YouTube, that one will not show the chats, but you'll get sent both links. So you should be able to see the chats in that version. We do have a few other questions in the chat. I don't think we will be able to get to those. I think we have time for this one. So I know, Phil, you just asked if we're taking any more questions. We do already have kind of a pipeline in here. So any of your other questions, just send those off to support and we'll get back to you. But from Kelly, we have a jiu-jitsu question. So we use checklists to denote completion of techniques. Today has given me a few ideas about how I can start a committed club, get people to post on social media. Love that. Do we have any specific ideas or other jiu-jitsu examples of something similar? Do you guys know of any?
I may have an example for you, Kelly, of a jiu-jitsu studio that I've worked with in the past that has a committed club. So the question disappeared. Hold on.
Oh, it's in the answered tab. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. If you can just, Kelly, if I can just get your gym name, then I'm going to reach out to you personally after the call. But I just took Kelly Kramer. I just took your name down.
Yeah, I can send you her email as well.
Perfect. That's all.
Came with registration. Okay, perfect. Well, this was an awesome webinar. Everybody sent in such great questions. We also had probably the most people that were willing to unmute live. So always appreciate that. So like I mentioned, if we weren't able to get to your question, just please reach out to support@wodify.com. Our amazing team will get back to you ASAP if you have any questions about anything we covered today. But that's all we have today. So thank you so much to Carla, Becca, and Tom for joining me. And thank you to all of you for attending and participating and engaging with us. As always, like I mentioned, you'll get a recording of this webinar sent to your email. We'll also be posting it to YouTube. So we really highly encourage you to use this as a resource in your business. Maybe show your other coaches the recording if they weren't able to attend. But other than that, thanks for joining, and we look forward to seeing you at our next webinar. Thanks, everybody. See ya.
Thanks, guys.